Wave 2 of the Fire Emblem Engage DLC is finally here, introducing 3 new Emblem Bracelets packed with skills and abilities for us to mix and match to make even more crazy fun builds. The first Emblem Bracelet we're going to go over is Soren, a tome-focused emblem. Soren's Emblem Bracelet provides a bonus in magic, dex, and resistance. Soren's Engage skill, Flare, inflicts a 20% resistance debuff to foes when attacking with tomes, and any damage you deal will recover your HP by 50% of the damage dealt. His Engage attack is called Cataclysm. When used, the unit will unleash 3 attacks utilizing fire, thunder, and wind magic at 40% damage each. All 3 attacks trigger Flare, can trigger skills, and also triggers another one of Soren's skill called Anima Focus. Anima Focus inflicts a debuff after combat depending on the type of magic you inflicted damage with. Fire Tome inflicts -3 defense, Thunder Tome inflicts -20 hit, and Wind Magic is especially potent, reducing the enemy's move by 2. Each debuff lasts for 1 turn, and Cataclysm will trigger them all. What's even more powerful is that Cataclysm has a 3-range attack radius and will deal damage not only to just the foe you're targeting, but any foes adjacent to that enemy. When standing next to a unit paired up with Emblem Ike, Cataclysm is enhanced to hit in a 3x3 tile formation, effectively doubling the splash damage that it can deal. Soren's 3 emblem weapons are as follows. Bolting, a 3 to 10 range sniping tome with 2 might. As with other thunder tomes, you will not be able to follow up while using this weapon. This seems like an amazing tool in maddening mode, allowing you to snipe troublesome foes with ease, and depending on when you clear the DLC, this will be the earliest if not the only time you'll get a 10 range tome. Reflect, a staff which grants all allies within 2 spaces of Soren a buff for 1 turn that reflects 50% of any damage taken back to foes. And Rex Caliber, a 16 might tome with 10 crit, 105 hit chance, and 12 weight. As with all other wind tomes, it is effective against flying units. Soren grants several inheritable skills. Assign Decoy lets you select an adjacent ally to force the enemy AI to target this unit for 1 turn. This effect will last until the ally is attacked or targeted by debuffs from foes 3 times. He also grants magic and resistance up from +1 to +5. Magic Guard 1 to 5 reduces damage taken from 1 to 5 depending on the version that you're on when the enemy has a tome equipped during combat. Keen Insight and its upgraded variant adds +5 or +7 damage respectively whenever a unit deals effective damage, like hitting flyers with your Rex Caliber. And lastly, Block Recovery grants a chance to keep an enemy broken whenever your unit attacks a broken enemy. This scales with speed. None of Soren's engaged abilities have a class type bonus with armored units, flying units, cavalry units, or backup units. Mysticals will increase Flares' resistance shred to 30% while augmenting Cataclysm's damage by 10%. Chi Adepts increases Flare's HP recovery to 100% from 50% and grants Cataclysm 20% chance to break the enemy. Dragons augments Flare to grant an additional bonus, where any critical hits damage will be doubled, and all tiles that Cataclysms will affect will be set on fire. Next up is Hector, an enemy phase emblem, granting many very strong bonuses whenever the enemy initiates combat. Hector's Emblem Bracelet provides a bonus in build, strength, and defense. His emblem skill, Inferno, grants a 30% increase to the unit's defenses and resistance whenever a foe initiates combat. His Engage attack is not really an attack at all. Instead, Storm's Eye grants the unit immunity to break for 1 turn and disables enemies' ability to follow up on attacks while guaranteeing that the buff unit can follow up with an attack regardless of speed. This lasts for 1 turn and can only be used with swords and axes, making it much more terrifying on slower units with very high attack. To note, after using this Engage attack, you cannot dance the unit that is buffed with Storm's Eye. When standing next to a unit paired up with Emblem Lin, Storm's Eye gets an upgrade and becomes insanely busted, granting the buff unit essentially a permanent Vantage plus Alacrity for 1 turn, allowing the unit to attack first if the foe initiates the attack and also follow up before the foe can even attack. Wrath Panet is going to have a field day with this particular Engage attack. Hector's engaged weapons are as follows. Wolfbeal is a 10 might axe that is effective against both cavalry and armored units. Rune Sword is a 12 might magic sword that has 2 effective range and heals the unit for 50% of the damage dealt. And Armads is a whopping 22 might axe that is effective against dragons and also grants +5 defense. Hector's inheritable skills include Quick Riposte and its upgraded version, allowing the unit to follow up regardless of speed if the foe initiates combat and the unit is over a certain HP threshold. 80% for its base version and 60% for its upgraded form. Strength and defense 1 to 5, increasing both strength and defense from 1 to 5. Adaptability and its upgraded version, granting the unit +2 or +3 defense after being hit by a physical attack, and +2 or +3 resistance when hit by a magic attack. This bonus will last until the end of battle or the skill is activated again. Axe Guard 1 to 5, reducing damage by 1 to 5 when foe is equipped with an axe during combat depending on the version you have equipped. And lastly, a very fun inheritable skill in piercing Flashing Gaze. It is only usable when the unit has max HP, and by consuming 20% of the unit's HP, foes are prevented from entering 4 spaces diagonally adjacent to unit for 1 turn, allowing you to restrict chain attacks that will be dealt against you, and become effectively a 3-range horizontal and vertical wall for your team. This seems pretty fun to use, not gonna lie. Hector does not have any class type bonuses for Mysticals or Chi Adepts. Dragon augments Impenetrable to grant a whopping 50 dodge when foes initiate attack, and also enhances Storm's Eye to prevent 1 critical attack. Flyers will augment Impenetrable to boost their resistance up to 50% from 30%, making this a pretty good pairing with Wyvern Riders. On the opposite hand, armored units will augment Impenetrable to boost the defense by 50% instead of 30. Cavalry units gets a bonus to Impenetrable, making them immune to freeze. Covert unit gain a plus 30 avoid when using Storm's Eye, and backup units gain plus 20 crit when using Storm's Eye. Yeah, definitely Wrath Planet is going to be a menace to Storm's Eye plus. Camillus' Emblem Ring is all about terrain manipulation, with his emblem skill being a direct copy of Corrin's Emblem Ring, Dragon's Bane, which has different effects dependent on your class type. Camillus' Emblem Bracelet provides a bonus in HP, speed, and resistance. Camilla also has a second engage skill in Soar, which grants the unit plus 2 move and the ability to move through any terrain like a flyer would when they are engaged with Camilla, seemingly without the flyer weakness. Camillus' engage attack is Dark Inferno. She deals damage to foes on certain spaces in a checkerboard-like fashion and sets these tiles on fire. When standing next to another unit paired up with Soren, Dark Inferno becomes Dark Inferno Plus, increasing the effective blast radius by a lot. Camilla's weapons are as follows. Bolt Axe is a 14 might magic axe with 1 to 2 effective range, and it decreases your avoid by 20. Lightning is a 3 might tome but acts like a brave weapon, allowing the user to double attack if they initiate combat. Unlike other thunder tomes, there is no follow-up restriction, so on faster units you'll be able to quad with this tome. And lastly, Camilla's Axe, a staggering 19 might axe with a pretty insane passive. It grants plus 10 resistance and deals extra damage equal to the difference between the foe's resistance and defense. So the higher their resistance is and the lower the defense is, like any mages, you're gonna do a ton of damage. Camillus' inheritable skill options include speed and resistance 1 through 5, increasing those stats from 1 to 5 respectively depending on the version. Lance Guard 1 through 5, reducing the damage you take by 1 through 5 respectively based on version when fighting a foe equipped with a lance. Decisive Strike and its upgraded version, granting you 5 or 10 extra damage if your unit initiates combat and lands a critical hit. Detoxify, which cures poison at the start of your turn, and Groundswell, which allows unit equipped with the skill to essentially eat flames, miasma, or similar negative terrain effects, clearing it and restoring the HP by 10. Camilla has no real type bonus for covert units, armored units, or backup units. Dragons augment their engaged skill Soar to deal damage to foes within 2 spaces of any enemy you initiate combat with equal to 10% of your maximum HP, essentially chip damage to nearby foes. Dragons also grant an increased area of effect to Dark Inferno. Flyers gain 1 extra move on top of 2 from Soars, making it 3 total, and Cavalry end up winning big from Camilla, gaining plus 2 move on top of Soar's plus 2 move, and the ability to access terrain that only Flyers can. Chi Adepts will generate glow tiles adjacent to the unit whenever they use Dark Inferno, and Mystical augment Dark Inferno's damage by 20%. All 3 of these rings are very powerful, and 2 of these rings grant magic proficiency, something that is hard to come by in Fire Emblem Engage's mid-game. I also can't wait to use all these new inheritable skills and mix and match to make crazy, fun builds. Question for you all. Which emblem unit is your favorite out of the Wave 2 DLC? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more Fire Emblem Engage content. And if you would like to further extend your support for this channel, consider backing me on Patreon, link in the description below. Thanks. To hold you over while I theorycraft these new tools from Wave 2's DLC, check out this weirdly awesome and unique Martial Master Chloe build. It's surprisingly effective, video on screen right now. My name is Varsona, and I'll see you next time.